The rise of the weak men and losing their masculinity is dependent on how many challenges the particular gender faces, whether it's being physical or the social well-being of a man, which usually tend to be negative for men. Stephanie Pappas, an APA monitor, said 90% of homicides in the U.S. are perpetrated by men, who make up 70% of homicide victims. They are the demographic most at risk of being victims of violent crime. They are 3.5 times more likely to die from suicide than women and have 4.9 years less life expectancy than women. The labor force, the traditional bastion of male dominance, shows a similar trend. Want to know about it in detail? Well, stay tuned till the end. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will talk about the rise of weak men and losing masculinity. Meanwhile, subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. That being done, let's start. Psychologically, many men are characterized by defining characteristics of masculinity such as stubbornness, dominance, self-confidence, heterosexual behavior, restricted emotional expression, and avoidance of traditionally feminine attitudes and behaviors. Characteristics seem to feel that they are being attacked. There are several reasons for this so-called crisis. First, economic change makes the biological advantages of men over women trivial to success. As Hannah Rosen wrote in her The Atlantic, the post-industrial economy is indifferent to human size and strength. The traits most valued today, social intelligence, open communication, the ability to sit still and concentrate, are at least not overwhelmingly male. That said, the use of crisis should be carefully considered. For one thing, such conversations often lack nuance. A closer look at the man's condition reveals a more complicated picture. Masculinity is not a universal phenomenon, and it is dangerous to generalize from this vast and complex category. Male masculinity issues for middle-aged men should be different from those for high school students. In addition, men's troubles are not always caused by masculinity. Issues of class and race are often confused with or given priority to the influence of gender. Poverty hurts the poor more than the manliness. Moreover, due to the limited field of view, it is not easy to assess change processes over time. That said, the pain many men feel doesn't have to mean that something bad will happen to them. The success of surgery is not determined by the degree of pain. The chaos and turmoil that men are currently experiencing may be temporary, pointing the way to the healthier and more adjusted future for men and everyone else. It is difficult to talk seriously about the crisis when men still hold the majority of social power and high capital status in the culture. It doesn't mean that women are more empowered. When jobs are dominated by women, women often lose prestige and wages, and promote men to higher positions via so-called glass escalators. In other words, dominance remains in the hands of men even if the need for such hands diminishes. Lamenters often blame women's feet for men's current plight. For example, in the angry discourses that characterize marginalized communities such as MGTOW, men go their own way, and incels, involuntary singles. Lamenters also points out that traditional masculinity did not appear out of nowhere or by chance, but appeared in our evolutionary past and is therefore encoded in our biology. Masculinity traits are said to be part of human biology. Trying to remove aggression from a person is like trying to remove aggression from a tiger. In other words, cruel and useless. In fact, some of the traits associated with traditional masculinity are biologically linked. Temperamental differences between boys and girls, for example, boys have lower levels of anxiety and higher levels of activity, occur in early childhood before and independently of gender-specific socialization factors. Such differences inevitably affect developmental trajectories. So what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. And that's all for the day, guys. If you find the video interesting, make sure to hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update from us. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the next one. Until then, peace.